And a very good evening, everyone. Jeremy here, quantstrategic.com.sg with a market recap for the S&P 500 trading week ending the 26th of November 2021. And yes, we are approaching the last trading days of November and the end of the year, December trading month coming up. And of course, the Omicron variant has shocked the markets a little bit, and let's have a bit of a perspective as to the S&P 500 moving forward into the final trading month of 2021. So as you can see, the S&P 500, very nice uptrend since the 1st of December 2010, and we are into the 11th year of this lovely uptrend. We did have challenges in 2018, as well as the start of the pandemic, which is in March 2020. But from there onwards, we managed to have this powerful rally after the buyers bought the dips at the 2180 level in March, and we have actually gained almost 2,400 points to the close at 4744 at the month of November. So if you zoom into the latest past couple of months, still a very nice uptrend. For the S&P 500, the long signal was issued at 3654 in December last year when Trump lost the presidency to Joe Biden, and from there it's been a very nice rally since 3654 monthly highs, weekly highs, and all-time highs till this point. So what do we actually want to see is that the S&P 500 on a monthly chart finds support at this Tenkan line at 4242. So the Tenkan line is this yellow line right here, which is on the Ichimoku Cloud Fast Moving Average. And all these charts are replicated on the weekly, monthly, as well as the 4 hourly charts. So a pullback, we should be able to see support and buyers coming in as before at this level at 4242. Now, a nice correction would be a pullback all the way to the super trend line at 3935, which is this blue line right here. 3935 will equate to a 14% pullback before the S&P 500 continues to all-time highs next year. We don't know, but we can see that the monthly charts is still on an uptrend. All right, we are still on an uptrend, just a little bit of correction, and this is very normal in the uptrending market. So continuing on the weekly charts, on a weekly basis, this is S&P 500 on a weekly basis, and you can see the rally started very much on the weekly charts at a level of 3,168 points on the 1st of June 2020 last year. Very lovely rally, and the target was new all-time highs. We continue making all-time highs to this point, 4744 last week, and then we pulled back to 4583 at the close of Friday's trading in the United States. Now, the pivot point is what we want to pay attention to, which is at 4388, which is the blue line here, which has supported the S&P 500 weekly medium trend rally very nicely. You can see a very nice flow, a parallel climb of the S&P 500 according to the super trend line, and also the Tenkan line, which is now at 4508. So this particular pullback, first level we want to watch is for it to get some support at 4508. A better correction would be a pullback to the pivot point super trend at 4388. So I'll be highlighting these levels on my update on the blog on quantstrategic.com.sg. So not to worry, these figures I will put down for you in the blog at the end of this video. So uptrend on the weekly charts, nothing much to fear about, but the pivot of 4388 must hold. All right. Otherwise, if we break this, then we might break and have a little bit of problem and pull back on the weekly charts right here, pulling back to the Ichimoku cloud line SSSA as well as the SSSB channels. And then there will be another discussion in another video. Otherwise, still uptrend on the weeklies. So I think this is the chart that most traders and investors have been looking at, the daily charts of the S&P 500, a very common chart that all traders use. And as you can see pictorially, just let me orientate you. This low here at 2179 was when the pandemic started last February. All right. And thereafter, of course, we have this lovely rally to the peak of 4744. What is more significant is that you can see that we had one, two, three, four, five, six pullbacks before November, and currently this is our seventh pullback for the entire rally since March last year. Now, all these pullbacks have been met with buyers on the dip. All right, so you can see from the charts on top, you got buyers here, you got buyers here, you got long signals here. All these while you always had buyers on the dip. All right, so essentially, historically, the probability that a pullback is bought is high. This is the seventh time this thing is happening. All right, so what you want to see, signs that you want to look out for, if you zoom in to the current month, all right, the short signal was just issued on the 26th of November last week at a level of 4599, targeting that 4388 super trend level on the weekly charts that I just showed you before this particular chart. All right, so we expect the pullback to actually pull down to about the 4388 level, which is around this level right here. So effectively, a nice pullback to the weekly super trend and then a bounce. Now that's number one. Number two, if it bounces, we have to break above this pivot at 4771, which is now the super trend resistance on the upside for it to continue and break to new highs. So this is a feat that has been done previously, way back in September. We pulled back and then we broke through the super trend, and here we go. Same thing for the previous month in May. We pulled back and then boom, went through new highs. All right, so nothing much to fear as long as the monthly and the weekly charts are still in a super uptrend. So once again, I reiterate, there's a short signal right now on the daily's chart. I call it short term, and currently we are targeting that 4388 level. Let's see if that super trend weekly support holds, and then we want to see a bounce and then clearing that pivot on 477.1 and then making new highs as per the last six occasions. And finally, the last chart that I would like to show you, which is a chart which I took earlier signals on, would be the 4-hourly chart. So the 4-hourly chart actually showed a short signal for the S&P 500 3 days in advance on the 23rd of November 2021 at a higher level at 4680 with the same target at 4388 on the weeklies. All right, so initially it broke, it bounced up, didn't find any buyers to push it further, and then we had this nice little plunge on the discovery of the Omicron variant of COVID. So we closed at 4583, and let's see what happens next week, whether we'll be able to break out from this downtrend on the 4-hourly. It'll give you a little bit of clue. If we do break above 4680, then it will be a short covering rally, and there after making new highs to the daily charts. So just to summarize, what to take away from this particular video is number one, on a long-term basis, on the monthly charts, we are still on a very nice uptrend. All right, so pullbacks are always expected. The pivot support for a long-term investor will be at about 3935 before you start running for the hills. on the medium charts, the weekly charts, still on a very nice uptrend. And currently, this is a key critical pivot to watch, 4388, which has been the support for this lovely rally since June last year. 4388 breaks, then we're going to have a discussion how low we can get. But looking at this chart right here at a glance, if we do break that 4388 pivot on the weekly charts, then we're going to head down to 3935, equating to a 14.42% correction, which of course is very normal in the course of a bull market. Going down to the daily charts, this is the seventh pullback of the S&P 500. And as I said, this is also very normal in a bull market. Currently, this is the seventh short, and you could see buyers coming in again to break through that particular pivot to the upside at 4771 to continue this rally. And on the short-term charts, you can see that a short signal was issued very much 3 days earlier for those people who are going in for a short to clear positions and to hit your stop losses. So essentially, uptrending market in the long term, medium term, pullback in the short term, and let's see what happens in the month of December. All right, guys, so have a nice rest of the weekend from Singapore, signing out. And for those of you who would like to follow my blog and the levels that I've discussed this video, and the blog will be posted shortly 2 hours after this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.